Hello, my friends. Kenya has shocked the African continent and the African diaspora and has announced that all African countries except Somalia and Libya will be able to visit Kenya visa free, and all CARICOM island states in the Caribbean, all Caribbean island nations will be able to visit Kenya visa free. Now, Kenya has scrapped the electronic transfer authorization that they implemented just over a year ago, where they said you have to apply online and pay 30 something US dollars and wait for approval, and then you can visit Kenya. I was in Kenya last year, March, and I had to apply online and wait for a response. Took about maybe a week to get a response, 3 days to a week, and I visited Kenya for 3 months. I still have those videos up in my playlist, so go on over to my channel, check the playlist, the Kenya playlist, and you'll see all the videos I did in Kenya. But my friends, this is wonderful news, which means if you have a Caribbean community passport or you have an African passport, any of the 52 African countries, only Libya and Somalia cannot visit Kenya visa free. All other African countries can now book a flight to Kenya and take your passport and go to immigration, and they will just stamp it, and you enter Kenya and enjoy yourself and have a wonderful vacation. So that will be hassle free travel. So if you're living in Nigeria, Ghana, South Africa, Botswana, Mali, Burkina Faso, Ivory Coast, Egypt, wherever you are, Zimbabwe, wherever you are in Africa, you can visit Kenya visa free. Only Somalia and Libya. And if you're from Jamaica, Trinidad and Tobago, Guyana, Barbados, St. Kitts and Nevis, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, Antigua and Barbuda, St. Lucia, Dominica, you name it, you can visit Kenya visa free, my friends. That is wonderful news, and I thank the Kenyan government for showing some common sense and scrapping that ETA and allowing everybody to visit Kenya, all Africans and Caribbean nationals to visit Kenya visa free. And this will go a long way in boosting the tourism in Kenya. Kenya is a wonderful country, you know. As I said, I was in Kenya for 3 months last year, and it was a wonderful experience, and I'm hoping to visit Kenya again very soon. If you're watching from Kenya, let me know in the comment section. Comment your thoughts and opinion and what you think about this. And Kenya is one of my favorite places all around the world. Wonderful people, wonderful environment, nice laid back vibes in Kenya, and I love it, my friends. A great place to visit and live and enjoy the culture. Eat some matoke. I had some matoke in Kenya, you know. And I had some not matoke, what to call it. I had that in Uganda. I had yamachoma and ugali in Kenya, and that is still one of my favorite meals. Ugali and nyama choma, wonderful food, and skuma wiki as well on the side with that. So if you're watching from Kenya, you know what I'm talking about. Nyama choma is goat meat that they grill on the grill like chicken and cut it up, and you eat that with some ugali. Ugali is like cornmeal, but it's white. It's maize meal, like corn, but it's white, and you just turn it like cornmeal, and you eat it when it's thick, my friends. Up to today, I still eat that. So I want to say thank you, thank you, thank you to Kenya, my friends. Let me know what you think about this topic and this revelation of Kenya making the country visa free for all Africans, except with the exception of Libya and Somalia and all Caribbean nationals. Comment your thoughts and opinion and let me know what you think about that. And if you're watching for the first time, please consider subscribing to my channel. The mission of this channel is to bridge the gap between the African continent and the African diaspora, which is the Caribbean nation islands make up the sixth region of the African diaspora. And I'm bringing to you this message right now from the Caribbean nation islands, which is the African diaspora, the sixth region of the African Union, my friends. And I'm hoping to visit Kenya very soon. The only problem is the direct flights are not there from Africa to the Caribbean and from the Caribbean to Africa. We must do better. We must develop direct flights. Let's say they had a direct flight from the Caribbean to West Africa, let's say Nigeria and Ghana, and then you connect from Nigeria or Ghana to Kenya. That would have been so fantastic. Anybody in the Caribbean would have been able to book their flight and connect to a connecting flight in West Africa from Nigeria or Ghana and make their way all the way across to Kenya, because Kenya is on the east side of Africa, closer to like Saudi Arabia and the Dubai and the UAE, closer to that region, whereas West Africa is closer to the Caribbean. So, for example, from the Caribbean to, let's say, Ghana, takes like 5 hours, 6 hours. From the Caribbean to Dakar, Senegal, I'm sure it takes like 3 to 4 hours, because Dakar, Senegal is right on the tip of the Atlantic Ocean. If you check the African map, you will see Dakar, Senegal right on the tip, the nearest point to the Caribbean island nation. So I know for sure from St. Kitts and Nevis or from Antigua and Barbuda to Nigeria, it takes 10 hours direct flight. Nigeria is further inland. Nigeria is, you have to pass several countries in West Africa before you get to Nigeria. So Nigeria is not the closest point to the Caribbean. I think the Gambia and Dakar, Senegal is the closest point. So it will be interesting to know how long will a direct flight take from the Caribbean to Dakar, Senegal, which is a wonderful place with lots of history. I heard they make the best jollof rice. Let me know if Senegal makes the best jollof rice, or it's Nigeria, or it's Ghana. They normally have this competition, who makes the best jollof rice. I would bet my money on Senegal, my friends, because because I understand jollof rice came from Senegal. Let me know if you agree with me or you disagree with me. And if you're watching from Africa, let me know what African country are you watching from. But it's wonderful news, back to the topic at hand, that Kenya would have implemented visa-free, scrapped the electronic travel authorization, which is known as the ETA, and said, look, if you're from the Caribbean or if you're an African brother or sister in Africa, you can just grab your passport. All you need is a passport and a plane ticket. You don't need to call anybody. You don't need to fill out any forms. You don't need to do anything, my friends. Grab your passport. Grab your Nigerian passport. Grab your Ghanaian passport. Grab your South African passport. Grab your Zimbabwean passport, my friends, and get your plane ticket and travel to Kenya, hassle-free and visa-free, my friends. I am so happy with this news because, as I said, I was in Kenya for 3 months last year, and I'm definitely looking forward to visiting Kenya again. So, William Ruto, the president of Kenya, you're getting a lot of licks, a lot of protests in Kenya right now, but this is a great move that you did, my friends. This is a great news that the president did in Kenya. So I say thank you, thank you, thank you from the diaspora. Kenya is leading the way, my friends. That is why I say, some of us like to say, oh, the Caribbean island nations should focus on West Africa because West Africa is where we came from. I say we focus on who is focusing on us and making it easier for us because, for example, for many Caribbean island nations like St. Kitts and Nevis, you still need a visa to go to Nigeria and Ghana. Let me know if you're watching from the Caribbean and you still need a visa to go to Nigeria or Ghana. But I can go to Zimbabwe, Botswana, Kenya, visa free. So who are you going to focus on? Somebody who you need a visa to go to, or a country that offers visa-free access, my friends? I say let us focus on the visa-free access and the countries that are willing and able and show a positive attitude in bridging the gap between the African continent and the African diaspora, because that is the mission of this channel. On this channel I release videos. I try to release videos every day. I didn't release yesterday, but got caught up in something yesterday. I didn't get the time to release a video yesterday, but I aim to release normally every day. I react to breaking news that affect the African continent and the African diaspora. This is definitely breaking news coming out of Kenya, and I say thank you, thank you, thank you. Big up if you're watching from Kenya. Much love, and thank you for watching this channel. And you can become a channel member by clicking the link in this description box and sign up to become a member. And this will go a long way in supporting the channel. You can also join my subscribe to my other travel channel. The link is in this description box, Beyond Travel. Go on over and subscribe to that channel, and make sure you subscribe to this channel, Beyond Uncut, my main channel, where I bring to you breaking news, reacting to breaking news that affect the African continent and its diaspora, which includes the Caribbean nation islands, African Americans, Afro-Canadians, Afro-Europeans, Afro-British, Afro-Brazilians, Afro-Colombians, you name it, all black people outside of Africa. Thank you for watching today. My name is Beyond. This is Beyond Uncut. Big up Kenya for granting visa-free access to all Caribbean nations and African countries, except Somalia and Libya because of security reasons. Much love. Like this video, share it with all your friends and family, comment your thoughts and opinion, and subscribe to the channel. Let me know where you're watching from, let me know your thoughts and opinion. Let's have a wonderful interactive conversation, and I'll see you tomorrow in the next video. Much love and bye-bye.